What's up, everybody? It's Chris here, man. Going to try and do a little communication with you through video instead of through an email, and kind of let you know what's up and on the horizon here. And so, man, if you've been tracking with us, you know we're in the process of doing our best to make disciples. Remember, it takes about 5,000 hours or so for this thing for us to be good at this, and so we know that we're not that great at it, but we also know that Jesus is involved in it because there are tons of stories that are rolling from it. Man, we know that our hearts have been turned towards Him even deeper than where they were a year ago. Like He is stirring up our affections towards Him, and man, kind of making us white hot. And so, listen, we just appreciate you, man, tracking with us. We know this is not easy. We know that there is, man, a clear enemy involved in this, and apart from just our ignorance of how to make disciples, like, man, we just see the Lord doing His thing in it, and man, we're grateful for Him showing us this. We're grateful for you for being a part of this, and so that's why you're getting this video. And so, just want to kind of download some information. Like, you know, we are moving through this idea that we're trying to start a movement of Jesus, like being the desire of our hearts. And so, you know how this works. The first one is like we're white hot towards Him. Like, again, He's stirring us up towards Him, like He's stirring our affections towards Him, and then we're committed to making disciples, right? Well, step four, okay, step four of this thing is it's like you got to unbottle it. Like you got to take the neck, you got to quit. No more bottlenecking of this thing. And so for us, like the next step for us is to release you guys from the stage, like, and not like in a way that you're being like released from discipleship, but for us to transfer authority and power from the stage to you, like whatever that means, like this quote unquote power that people think they always need to come talk to me or talk to Matt or to talk to somebody on staff. Like we want to stop that. We want to unleash the church. All right. Like we talked about this at the retreat. Like you are the church inside of a church, and we want that, man. We want that. Like, and so just to be honest with you, like on Tuesday we're talking about this, and man, I began to get some serious anxiety about because you've never seen this happen before, where you just kind of put people on stage and you release authority to them. And I think some of it's because it's hard to trust people sometimes. Like it's just difficult to maintain like a Jesus is Lord mentality and to make sure people don't get sideways. And man, it just began to stir some stuff up in me, going, this could either open the church or hurt it. And man, the last thing that I want to do is ever hurt, man, a local church, and or especially the church. And so I was just beginning to have some serious anxiety. And so I went to the Lord Tuesday afternoon, man, and just sat with Him for a little while. And man, I went to the story of Jethro in Exodus, and man, just to be honest with you, it didn't do anything for me. And but the next chapter, chapter 19, this is what it says. It says Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain and said, "This is what you are to say to the descendants of Jacob, and what you are to tell my people. You yourselves have seen what I did to Egypt and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now, if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession. Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words you are to speak to my people." And I'm telling you, man, that began just to root in me, saying, you're involved. Like you're totally involved in this. And man, it's not my plan, it's not your plan, it's His. And so, man, here's the deal. Like, we're going to release you guys, right? We're going to transfer all that authority, all that power. We're going to transfer it, whatever that means, to you. Like we're going to open the bottleneck and say, listen, these are people that we trust to walk with you. It's the next step, man. It's releasing our authority on you guys as the Western Church sees it. And so here's how this thing is going to play out. Like this Sunday is Global Orphan Sunday. And so we don't want it to be something that we just kind of tack on to the end of service. We don't want it to be something that just kind of gets added to. And so we're not going to present you guys this Sunday. I'm just going to kind of prime the pump. I'm going to kind of explain what we're doing. All right. I'm going to take about 10 minutes after Open Sunday and just kind of explain to the people what we're doing. After that, the next 2 weekends, both the 9th and the 16th, man, we want to present you from the stage in all 3 services. We're gonna put special lanyards on you to just kind of signify that, hey, man, these are people that we trust to walk with you. These are people who may not be perfect, but have this mentality that Jesus is Lord of them. And that even if my daughter was to come and say, listen, I want someone to disciple me, that I would trust you guys to walk with them. And that's what we're saying. That is what we're doing here. And so on the 9th and the 16th, if you can be here for all 3 services for us to present you to the crowd, awesome. If you can be here for 2, awesome. If you can just be here for 1, then It is what it is, right? But we want to put you out in front of as many people as possible. Why? Because on average, people come to church about once every other week. Like they attend the celebration once every other week. And so by doing this 2 weeks back to back, we should catch the majority of them. And we want you out in front of as many people as possible. For them, if they're afraid to come forward at the end of the service, they can find you in the lobby. If they want to be discipled, and man, they get a sense of their heart being knit with you, they can come find you and just have a conversation with you. Like everyone that I talk to now that's like, get me into a discipling group, I'm like, it doesn't work that way. And from now on, I'm going to say, find somebody with a brown lanyard that says brown to green on, and have a conversation with them if you're this bold. And so that's what we're going for, all right? That's what we're shooting for. And we are transferring this authority onto your shoulders, man. It is a heavy, good, Jesus is Lord kind of weight, right? Where we don't let 4 or 5 people pastor, but we let the church become a royal priesthood and a holy nation. And so kind of put that there in your pocket. Last thing I'm going to add to this is like on the 19th, which is the Wednesday before the week of Thanksgiving, man, it's the last brown to green get together of the year. So it's the last time that we'll be doing this. It'll be again at my house. You know, we'll have the guys there with their acoustic guitars, and man, we'll have a good meal, and man, and we'll finish up with some acoustic guitar. You know, it's that idea when you get a lot of Jesus Lord kind of people in the room, you know, it kind of just gets a little bit white hot, and it's important for you to be at these, because discipling is hard. Like anybody that tells you this is an easy road, I will tell you that they're not discipling, because it's not. Like, you have a clear enemy in this, and you have a clear mentality of the Western church that it's not my job to do this stuff, when you know that, man, at the end of it, it's like, will they listen, right? And you're going to get some people who won't, and you're going to get some people that will, and you're going to get frustrated, and it's going to be hard, and the enemy's going to tell you that you're no good, and all of these things are going to happen. And it's why those brown to greens are so important for you to come, just to sit, to be refreshed, to let Jesus minister to you, for you to share a meal with believers who have the same thing in common, right? If that sounds familiar to you, like, this is what we do. And so it's the 19th. It'll be at 6:30. Okay, so we'll start at 6:30. Like, we'll start. And so if you get there at 6:35, man, we're not eating first this time. All right, we're gonna eat somewhere in the middle. And so, man, last brown to green is the 19th, the week before Thanksgiving, and then we will not, from a discipling standpoint, other than what you're doing with your people, will not ask you to attend anything in December. All right, so let that season be a season of ministry to you as well, for us to worship the Savior who wrapped himself in flesh and came to save our lives. And so, man, listen, man, just know that you guys are prayed for, right? And you're loved. And man, we are praying for you in a realm that we are fighting for you. Man, that God would give you breakthrough, and that the enemy would be bound from your discipling groups. Man, and that you would be bit by the picture of transformation and the idea of multiplicating your life that lives far beyond you, that you would not mow grass for the rest of your life, and that you would not be my age when you realize how much mowing grass you actually did, and that you would live in a life in a realm of transformation and in a realm of multiplication. And so know that you are loved. And man, I'm going to attach a covenant to this. I know there's about probably 7 or 8 of you guys that are getting this video who did not sign a covenant because you weren't to the brown to green retreat. You hadn't officially been released by your spiritual parent yet. And so I'm going to attach a covenant to this. I would ask you to go ahead and sign it. If you have any questions, to call me, 870-219-2896. But that covenant is how we live. Like that covenant is how the church lives. You know, we are the church living inside of a church. And so it's how we respond, how we live with one another. And so, man, it's important for me. It'll be important for you. So please sign that and get it to me. That's within the next week or so. Get it to me Sunday morning. And listen, other than that, I think I'm done. All right, went a little bit longer than what we wanted to. But, man, know that you're loved, and look forward to seeing you guys.